if you miss this bus one more time, just know while you're walking back home, you can think about all the finishing moves I shall conduct on your ass with this belt.
Okay, there are two types of people in the world. You either A, had loving parents that drove you to school every morning, or you had minority parents that didn't play that shit. Listen, I think you can guess which one I was. It's simple, guys. You wake your ass up in the morning, get ready for school, all the typical things to start the day, and you get out of the house and jump on the bus. And let me tell you, black parents did not play. You were expected to be on that bus on time, or you could say bye-bye to those sitting privileges. Despite the stereotypical stories for black kids, there were only a handful of times where my ass was pounded into a thin paste, a very rare thing for your boy. But those threats to make it to the bus on time were not empty threats. It just sucked that my time management at the age of 10 wasn't any better than my conversational skills, because I was missing that bus 50% of the time. I had a normal routine, just like any kid in middle school who had to wake up for the bus driving by at 6:30 in the morning. School, but I tried to own it, okay? There was one rule in my house at the time where if I woke up early enough in the morning, got myself ready for school, did my chores, yes, I said chores, and I would be graced with the opportunity to watch morning cartoons. These few minutes of mindless television was important, okay? I was waking up in utter darkness so that I would in turn enjoy my 20 minutes of Pokemon before being dragged to the prison that is institutionalized education. This was important to my sanity. But remember when I stated that my time management was awful? Yeah, well, let me give you an example of what a good morning would be like. I wake up, get everything done by 6, Cartoon Network would then be switching back from Adult Swim, giving me that perfect 30-minute slot to enjoy a show before the bus would come at 6:30. I, however, wasn't walking out of the house until 6:31, which meant I would have to run. Yes, nigga, I said run. The bus didn't stop in front of my house, it stopped in front of my neighborhood. So if I sprinted, I could make it to the bus stop in about a minute. But black parents do not play when it comes to doing things in a timely manner, and neither did this black bus driver. If I wasn't there, he was gone. You'd think my impulse to watch cartoons in the morning would help me fix my scheduling and help me be on time, but I honestly don't know what to tell you. I was bad then, am bad now, and will always be bad at managing time. But at the time, my mother was absolutely fed up.
Deontay, if you miss this bus one more time, just know while you're walking back home, you can think about all the finishing moves I shall conduct on your ass with this belt.
This threat alone was enough to scare any sane man straight, but lack of cartoons equals insanity, because not even 3 days later, the cycle continued. Nigga, I missed the bus again. You thought things would magically get fixed? Nah, my brain was wired different. I got to the front of the neighborhood, sat there for 10 minutes, and realized I'm dead. This is the end. But I couldn't cope with the idea of walking home to my demise. The pressure was too high. That walk alone would have given me a heart attack. Now I'm going to slow things down a bit and share the fact that all of this story takes place when I was in elementary school. So when I missed the bus after being warned not to do so, I was about 10. With that being said, my 10-year-old self thought it would be a good idea to walk to school. Oh, look at that. My insanity is creeping back in. Now for some of you, this isn't too weird, but looking back at this situation with how strict my parents used to be, this was absolutely stupid. I lived about 4 to 5 miles away from the school. I'd have to walk down a bunch of winding roads and then cross a highway, which I had never done before, naive me not fully aware that this was going to take a couple hours considering how old I was. But the shonen protagonist mentality was in full gear now. I was on my way for the trip of a lifetime. Honestly, looking back, I'm just happy I didn't get abducted or some shit. After walking for about 20 minutes, a car slowed down to the side of the road, asking if I would need a ride. Thankfully, I was stupid enough to try to walk to school, but not jump in the car with a stranger. I wasn't that dumb. So first car offers a ride and I turn it down. They drive off and my trip continued. I carried on with my bag on my back for another 15 minutes. I'd say I was about 1 mile in when a second car stopped to ask how I was doing. Now there was something about this car. It was driven by some random black lady in her late 20s. She went on to stop me from walking and asking if I needed help. Now, I'm a pretty stubborn person, so when she asked, I reluctantly said no every time. But she was persistent, saying that she couldn't, in good conscience, leave me on the side of the road. I don't know to this day who this lady was, but she apparently knew my father. Now, typically, this is the part of the story where I would say this is a red flag. But number one, where I lived, everyone kind of knew each other. And number two, she knew my dad's name. So she was somehow an acquaintance, possibly through their job. I can't remember how she knew him, but I stayed stubborn, refusing to hop in the car with this lady. After about 5 minutes of talking, it was as if God opened up the clouds and shined a light on me because a bus started to drive around the corner in our direction. What were the chances? Long story short, she flagged the bus down and they gave me a ride to my school. I never heard or saw this lady again. I did, however, get to the school on time and my parents never found out. Now, this is the part of the story that raises red flags for me, guys. Not one adult told my parents of my stupidity. A teacher found out about this whole situation from the bus driver, but the school never told them. The lady who found me on the side of the street never told my dad either. Looking back, the lack of initiative on the adult side is astonishing. I really got away with this. I didn't tell my parents about this until years later. They were shook that I even attempted such a stunt, but the statute of limitations had passed by this point, so no worries, your boy got away with it scot-free. So I guess I just got lucky. What's good, guys? I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. It took a long time, but it was definitely worth it. If you are this far into the video, as usual, you are a legend. If you want to support us, hit those social medias to the left, and please, for all things that are holy, hit that like button, share this video with a friend, because if you're still watching, I know you enjoyed it. So go share it with the people around you so that we can blow up and grow as a community. But as always, I hope you're enjoying the outro, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.